Ladies, I need y'all to understand something. Pro-choice does not only exist inside of an abortion clinic. It always exists. You have the choice to determine who you let sleep with you, one, and who you allow to sleep with you unprotected, two. And it's the second part of that I want to talk about. Ladies, if you let a man, I say this to men all the time, by the way. Let me preface this by saying this. I tell men all the time, if you wouldn't wife her, don't put a life in her. Period, point blank, end of story. So, gentlemen, that is on you. That is on you. If you would not make this woman a wife, don't give her a life. Ladies, now it's back to you. If you let a man sleep with you without using protection, you are solely responsible for what comes from that. The problem is a lot of people were doing all of this during the election about abortion and all this other about my body, my choice. It is your body. It is your choice. Outside of exceptions, what happens to your body is your responsibility. Because when we're talking about pregnancy, two things have to happen. One, consensual sex needs to take place. Okay? Again, I'm not talking about exceptions. So we're talking about two consenting adults. If you let this man sleep with you without using protection, without actually, which is protecting both of you guys from STDs and unwanted pregnancy, by the way, that's y'all's own fault. That is absolutely y'all's own fault. The number one unaliver today of black people, even with the combination of gun violence, everything else, it is the use of abortion clinics. Period, point blank, end of story. The birth rate is declining, yes. So women are waking up to this. Women are understanding they have to be accountable for their bodies. But it's still, the out of wedlock birth rate, for example, in this country, is still vastly too high. And the STD rate per capita, black people have the highest STD rate in the country. That tells me we are making bad decisions with our bodies. Nobody wants to say this, but I'm going to say it because if I don't, nobody else might. I need y'all to understand that when you are a grown adult, you are fully responsible for the decisions you make sexually. If it hurts your feelings, then just stop fucking. That's it. We have access to more, women have access to more forms of birth control than they know what to do with. If you willingly let a man put a seed inside of you, that is your fault. That is your responsibility. So is it your choice? Yes, but a preventable medical procedure. Because let's be honest, you wouldn't be at that abortion clinic if you didn't let him bust it inside of you. You wouldn't be there if that didn't happen. Again, we're not speaking of, though, and I have to keep stressing this, we are not speaking of the cases where a woman suffered or incest or something of that nature. I am speaking specifically to two consenting adults doing something they know they shouldn't be doing. Period, point blank, end of story. It is high time, if I hold men accountable and say, and I'll continue to do so, and I will continue to tell men, do not do things with a woman sexually that you don't want to be responsible for. I tell brothers, wrap it up all the time. By the same logic, women, it is up to you also to protect yourself, because sex is not a one-way street at all. It never has been. It never will be. Period, point blank in the story. That baby that exists is not there because it decided to be there. Children do not control the circumstances they are born in, but we absolutely control the conditions under which they are created. Period, point blank, end of story. You dig?